Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and welcome to day 23 of P1nk-Mas. I am so excited for today's video, I cannot even explain it to you. Today is another collab, but today is a collab with Beautbean here on YouTube. Her name is Betty Jean. She has an amazing channel. She has an amazing style. She's so unique. She's so caring. She's so sweet and genuine and down to earth, and I've loved her channel for probably the past like 10 months. I've been watching her, I think, at least. And I've watched every single video. I went back and I watched all of her older videos, and she is just, her style is just awesome. Like, I get inspired by her makeup looks all the time. She likes to do a lot of grungy eye looks. She does 3 looks, 1 palette. She's been doing a new color theory series. She was doing P1nk-Mas. And I just look forward to her videos every single day that she posts. She's been posting every single day for P1nk-Mas, but normally she posts, I think, 4 times a week. And whenever I see her video pop up, it doesn't matter what I'm watching. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest. I click out of it, watch her video, and then I go back to whatever I was watching before, because I get so inspired by her looks. I've mentioned her numerous times on my channel, and she was actually in a video, if I remember, I'll link it up above, but she was in a video that I mentioned of my top 10 favorite YouTubers, and when my hubby asked me who my dream collab would be with, it was Beautbean. So I'm really, really honored to be doing this collab with her. We were talking on her channel in the comment section, and she was doing a look with one of the other Ace Beautē palettes, and for the Paradise collection, and I was like, oh, I really got to order these. Like, I've been meaning to order them, especially after seeing you use them. And she was like, oh, and I just ordered the Flair palette, and I was like, what? Because it had come out that morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go order it now. And I like left her channel, went and ordered it, and then I commented and said I'd ordered it. And she contacted me on Instagram and asked me, do you want to do a collab to do a first impressions with the Flair palette? And I was, after I passed out and came back to, no, I'm just kidding. No, but I was so excited, and I was like, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And so here we are. So we're going to be doing a look using this new beautiful palette. I have not even opened it yet. This is the Ace Beautē Flair palette. Sorry to blind you there, but I'm going to pull it out. And I mean, I have looked at it, but I have not swatched it or touched it or anything because I've been waiting to do this look. So the color story of this palette is just gorgeous. And this will be my first time using a Ace Beautē palette other than the Grandiose palette that we got in our BoxyCharm. So the inside of the palette matches the Unicarton. I'm just gonna take that and throw that away. And this is what the palette looks like on the inside. Look at that color story. So I could not decide between the 2 different sides, so I'm going to do a 2-tone eye look today, and I'm going to do one with like the blues, because when I see this palette, I see like the blues and the greens, and then I see like the purples, the oranges, the reds, and so I want to do one eye look of each. And I've seen a couple people do them on YouTube, but I didn't necessarily watch in depth. Like, I watched, I think, 1 or 2 videos just to get kind of like an idea of, you know, just some inspiration. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids with concealer today. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. So I'm going to link, of course, Beautbean's channel. If you're not already subscribed, definitely go subscribe to her channel. You will not regret it, I promise you. She is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to see what she creates. I feel like this palette is right up both of our alleys because it's very pigmented looking. I haven't swatched it yet, but the colors are very like bold and bright, but I can also see, you know, doing like a grungy eye look with it as well. So I think it is perfect, and I just can't wait to use it. I also did buy the Ace Beautē Paradise collection because I had to before my no buy. So, okay. So I think I'm going to do the blues and the greens on this side, and then the purples and stuff on this side. So for the purples, and the oranges, I'm going to go into the shade Mulberry first, which is this shade right here. I'm not going to do swatches. I don't generally do swatches because I feel like swatches don't really necessarily tell me how a palette is going to perform. So I'm going to go in on this side with that shade first. Probably going to hear my dogs in the background. They're here with me. So that's a really pretty, like, dusty mauve shade. I did like the Grandiose palette, although I heard that it wasn't one of the best palettes from Ace Beauté. So I was like, oh, okay, well, in that case, then I bet the other palettes will be even more amazing. So now I'm going to go in with Pumpkin, which is the orangey shade, and I'm not going to quite go all the way in because I do want that dusty mauve kind of on the inner corner. So far these shades are amazing. And then I'm going to go into the shade Aubergine, which is like the purpley shade, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner. So yeah, I am so thankful. Betty Jean, thank you for asking me to collab with you. You know how much I look up to you and how much I love your channel. I'm always commenting on every video. I'm going to use a little bit of, what is that called? Saffron, which is like the reddish orange shade. And I'm just going to kind of brighten that up. These days, because I have a lot of palettes, and I mean a lot of palettes, I have been looking for palettes that have more of like a unique color story instead of the same old, I guess. So when I saw this palette on, did I see it on Trend Mood? I know I saw it on, yeah, I think I saw it on Trend Mood first. And I was like, oh my gosh. And initially, I'm not going to lie, I thought it looked, I don't know why I thought this, but initially I thought it looked kind of like the Tribe palette from Juvia's Place, but it looks nothing like that palette whatsoever. I think I'm actually going to go in a little bit with the purple and the saffron shade mixed together just because, I don't know, it looks weird just having that light shade there. So I'm just kind of putting that all the way across. And then I'm going to take my big fluffy brush from Sugar Pill, and it's a flat shader brush, and I'm going to go into the shade I'm going to drop that. We're going to go into a different brush. We're going to go into our Wet n Wild flat shader brush, and we're going to go into Biscotti, which is the lightest shade in the palette, and it's like a shimmery, I don't know, it's like a shimmery, let's swatch it. Ooh, that's buttery. Looks like that. My fingers are a little stained from, that would make a pretty highlighter shade from coloring my hair, so, but I'm just going to put that along the brow bone a little bit and kind of use it to sort of blend that out a little bit. I was going to use this in the inner corner, and I might use it on the very inner corner, but I think I'm going to use the shade Firefly, which is like the bright, fiery, like shimmery orange, and I think that's going to be, what I want. So I'm going to go into this Morphe B81 shade. So has anyone seen the movie Hereditary? Not Heredity. Hereditary. I just got done watching that last night, and I don't even know what to think. I thought it was a great movie initially. I'm just mixing pumpkin and saffron a little bit and going in here a little bit more. And I don't even, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. Don't worry. You don't have to click out. But I just don't understand, like, the ending at all. I'm not going to do a cut crease today. I'm going to take some glitter glue and I'm going to put that on my lid because I just took way too much. And I'm going to just see how pigmented the shimmer shades are in terms of, like, you know, because you don't always have to cut the crease in order to get, I feel like, something. But the ending of that movie, and again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I don't understand it. I don't know how else to say it other than I do not understand it. Like, I was just like, what just happened? Why did it end this way? What just happened? So now we're going into Firefly. And oh my gosh, that is stunning. That is so, oh my gosh. Okay, I know I sound over dramatic, but look at that. That is stunning. You have to be careful. I went in a little hard into that shade, and now in the palette, it's a little bit like smushy or whatever. Smushy, it's not even. This is stunning. But yeah, the end of the movie just really confused me. Like, they had such a good thing going, and it actually really freaked me out in some parts, because you guys know I love scary movies. But it just all of a sudden was like, what's happening? I don't understand why they decided to end it this way. I just don't know. I don't know. And I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it was so weird. I'm going in a little bit more of that aubergine shade and then saffron. I really want to make this bright. Okay. And I promise, I know it looks crazy right now, but it's going to look awesome in just a little bit. I hope. Okay. So, yeah, when I went into that Firefly shade, see how I did that. I went in a little hard. Okay. So, for the other side, we're going to start off with, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I'm going to start out with Sherbet, which is the gorgeous, like, chartreuse green shade. Green is my favorite eyeshadow color on my eyes, as you know. And I'm going to start with that. That's pretty. That shade reminds me of the shade from the Juvia's Place palette, but I'm going to say it's more pigmented and a little bit easier to blend. Then I'm going to go into the shade Moss, which is like the camo color. And I'm going to kind of blend that into that. So, yeah, I don't know. They had such a good thing going, and then all of a sudden it was like, what? Whoa. What did you just do? Then I'm going to go into Forest Pine. And I don't know if I like this brush for this purpose. Let me go back into my Morphe B81. Let me clean that off. It's this one here. I really like this brush. I like that better. And I like Toni Collette, who is the female lead in that movie. She did a good job. But it's a very freaky movie, so if you don't like scary movies, I don't recommend watching it. And now I'm going into the darkest bluish green shade called Atlantis. I just dropped a brush that I need, per usual. I figured this would also be the best way to kind of use all of the shades in the palette, almost. Except for Hazelnut, Cider, and Acorn. I love the names, too. Okay. I'm going to go in with a little bit more sherbet on that same brush and go back in because I don't want to lose that brightness. That's pretty. It's so pretty. I feel like the Juvia's Place one is way more powdery than this one, even though I know I'm making a mess on the outer corner, but I just feel like, yeah, I just feel like this one is more pigmented and a little bit less powdery. Let me grab the brush that I just dropped and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go into Biscotti with my Wet n Wild flat shader brush again, which is the same brow bone highlight that we used on this eye. And I'm just going to put that on this side to kind of help blend that out a little bit. If you're from Beautbean's channel, checking out my channel, first of all, thank you and welcome. And secondly, I hope you will consider staying and subscribing. I do a lot of bold looks. I like editorial looks. I like sharper edges and more harsher, less blended looks. So if that is something that you're into, or you can always take any of my looks, like I say in a few of my videos, and like, you know, change it up the way that you would normally wear it. Because I know that my bold looks aren't necessarily for everyone, but, or my less blendedness, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, less blendedness, maybe. That's not a word, but I'm making it one. So I'm just going in with that, and then I'm taking a little bit more of Atlantis and Forest Pine, and I'm kind of re-intensifying it. I definitely feel like the blues and the greens are a little bit, what is the word I'm looking for? They're beautiful, but I feel like you have to kind of make them stick a little bit more than this side, the reds and the oranges, but they're still absolutely stunning. Okay, now I'm going to the shade I'm the most excited about, which is this Bayberry shade right here, because I feel like that is a shade that is going to be the shade that I wanted from the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, the mint whatever shade that was in that palette, and then I need a little bit more glitter glue. And then I feel like also from the, what's it called? Smoke Sessions palette. I don't know why I just forgot that, because I definitely bought that palette and had issues with it and reviewed it and all that stuff. Okay, just want to make sure I have enough tacky base. And I feel like both of those, again, this is very soft, and you kind of have to be careful when you go into it, because it's definitely, oh yeah, okay, this is what I wanted. In both the Smoke Sessions palette and the Natasha Denona palette, this type of shade was more of a topper shade and didn't have a whole lot of pigment and color payoff, but this is not that. See, and by doing the glitter glue, I feel like I didn't really need to actually cut the crease. I've been doing a lot of half-cut creases lately, so I kind of wanted to not do one today. That is so pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to take one more time the darker shades and kind of blend them into here. And then I'm going to take one more time that sherbet shade and kind of re-intensify that. Love that shade. Okay. And now we're going to clean up this fallout. I'm using the e.l.f. cleansing wipes. I bought a 2-pack at Rite Aid for $5. And they work great. I personally like them. I've heard people say they don't like them, but I guess it's personal preference. I've heard some people say they only use them for like swatches, like removing swatches, but I do feel like they've worked for me for removing makeup. So I guess this is sort of a Christmassy look. Not really, but whereas with P1nk-Mas, I did all like Halloween looks, or Halloween related videos. This one I've done a few, you know, not Christmassy related videos. So lately, Beautē has only been using concealer and not really using foundation. And so I thought, in honor of that, we will just use some concealer in the normal spots that I would use it, and then blend the excess kind of into the outer parts, but not all the way, and just not do foundation today. But we'll see how I like it. I'm using the Too Faced, my hair is in my way. I'm using the Too Faced concealer. So I'm just taking the excess and kind of getting it in my hair and bringing it down. So we leave in a few days, because I'm pre-filming this, we leave in a few days for our trip. We're going to be going to Virginia Beach. I think I've told you guys that. And I'm really excited. I always love visiting family, but I also love seeing my biffle, that's what I call her, my biffle, best friend for life, from high school, Darcy. I just love hanging out with her and her family. And they have a son, but he's not going to be there this time because he's going to be visiting other family. And so his grandma and stuff like that out of town. I'm using the Pretty Vulgar powder. I don't know if this was a good time to use it. Let me actually go in with just a little bit more concealer on this side because I have that thing and a little bit of redness on my cheeks. And this Flower Beauty Sponge, which is what I'm using, is not my favorite. It's stained from P1nk-Mas, but it is clean. But I feel like this sponge does soak up a lot of the product. So, and for some reason, oh gosh, come on, hair, get over there. For some reason, I have more redness on my face than usual today. So Betty Jean is also a hairdresser, and she recently started her own business, which she was talking about on her channel, and I'm so proud of her. I think that's awesome. And her hair always looks amazing. I almost did the same color, like the forest green color. I've been wanting to go green for a while, that she has, but I decided to go from the purple to blue first, and then I might add some green, but I don't want to go straight to green from purple just because that could be a bit difficult, and I didn't want it to just turn brown, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess now that I think about it, she went from like an orangey red with some pink to the color she has now. And it is a stunning color, but I'm sure she's doing it professionally because she is professional. I'm not. So I was like, and I love, like, I had blue hair one other time, and I kind of missed it because I saw some photos and I was like, oh, I miss it. But I did a little bit of like a different blue than I did the last time because I added the aquamarine in there as well. So I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay eyeliner in the shade Abyss, which is like a beautiful blue. And I'm going to do that on the lower lash line on this side. And then on the other side, we're going to go in, oh, my eye just went wonky. We're going to go in with a lip liner, which I sharpened. If I want to use a lip liner as an eyeliner and it's a pencil, I will just sharpen it first to get rid of anything potentially dangerous. And I'm just going to use that. This is the shade Magenta from MAC. And I'm going to put that in my waterline on this side. Okay. And then we're going to go in with this little smudger brush from Real Techniques. It's really cute. Just tiny. And I think I'm going to use Forest Pine and Atlantis mixed on this side. And just put that on the lower lash line. And that is causing some fallout. Hopefully we can just wipe that away. And then I'm going to take Bayberry and kind of bring that down into the inner corner. Oh my gosh, can you hear my chihuahua snoring? And then on the other side, I'm going to take Aubergine and Saffron and bring that down here. I think I'm going to take more of Saffron. I cannot wait to do more looks with this, you guys. It's so beautiful. I am glad that I did a two-tone look, though, because I feel like this is an accurate representation of the palette and what it can do. Like in terms of the different shades. I'm going to take a little bit of Aubergine and just put it down there. Hopefully that fallout comes off. And then take Firefly and just intensify it into that shade. That's an amazing orange shade. I'm thinking about you, Valerie, because Valerie's favorite shade is Valerie from Gimme a Lip and More. Her favorite shade is orange. Okay. I need to take my little powder puff. I got this at the drugstore, I want to say, and I really like it. I've been using it on and off lately. Okay, so now we're going to go into my Sweetie Pie bronzer, which is the bronzer I've been using a lot lately. It is definitely one of my favorites, this one here. And I'm just going to warm up my face. I don't really contour a whole lot if you're new here, but I do like to just warm up the face a little bit so I'm not so pasty white. I can't decide. I'm looking at my lip colors over here. I can't decide between Jeffree Star Medusa, which is a gray-ish, or Delicious from, or neither, because I don't know. I just can't decide what color would look good with both sides. I think I'm going to do Medusa. I saw beautbean use that the other day, and I was like, I have that color. That happens to me all the time. Like, I'll be watching somebody else's channel and be like, I have that. Why am I not using that? Okay. And then, for my highlighter, I'm going to use a combination of the Northern Lights palette from Jeffree Star and this individual highlighter from Love Luxe Beauty. I think I'm going to mix them. I haven't quite decided. It depends on how I like just this one. It is, whew, that was a lot. This highlighter is very blinding on its own. I really like it, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like mixing highlighters today, but we'll see. This was a limited edition. I mean, they still actually have it, but it's the pumpkin coconut one. And it's, look at that. I don't even know if I'll need anything else. Probably not. It's like a peachy white. And I'm just using actually an eyeshadow brush from Essence, and it smells like pumpkin coconut. This does. It smells really, really good. And then I might take just a little bit of the Northern Lights palette and put the shade Alaskan Ice. Just a tiny bit. We don't need a lot. Do I have a lot of powder in my hair? Kind of. Okay, I'm going to take the Morphe setting spray. Whoa. And then I'm going to take the IT Cosmetics Telescopic Mascara that we'll put on our lips, and we're done. Oh no. Well, that was awesome. I blinked in the wrong moment, guys. And now I have a chunk of mascara. Looks like a mole on my face. We'll get it off. We will get it off. All three dogs are asleep and snoring. Okay. I'm not going to put on lashes. I don't always wear lashes, for those of you who might be new. And, oh no, that almost. Okay. And I just smeared and smudged it. But I think it'll be okay. I can still see it. And just take a tiny bit of concealer. And for those of you who are new, I drop things all the time. All the time. I'm just going to kind of blend that in with my finger just a little bit first. This sponge, the Flower Beauty sponge, it worked great for P1nk-Mas when I was doing like a, like changing the color of my face to green for like the Wicked Witch. But in terms of, so for like a widespread area, it was great. But in terms of, I almost forgot blush. Anya, where's your head? In terms of just everyday makeup, I just am not a huge fan of it. I feel like it's very soft, much like the Beauty Blender. So if you like the actual Beauty Blender, then you will definitely like it. I love blush. I like putting on a lot of it. This is just the BH Cosmetics, right? Yeah, BH Cosmetics blush palette. This one here. Okay, lip color, and I promise you guys we're done. Alright, I'm just going to do Medusa because I haven't used it in a while, and I think it'll look good with both sides. I used to love wearing like grayish lips all the time, and I think this is such a beautiful one because I was like kind of like a slight purpley undertone. It's a little bit more liquidy than I remember it. Let me just mix it a little bit. Oh, you know what I should have done? I don't know. We'll stick with this one. Let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations for any scary movies on Netflix. I just started watching that new Sandra Bullock movie on Netflix, the Netflix original, Blinded by Fear, I think is what it's called. One more setting spray round, and we're done. So far, I really like the Sandra Bullock show, or movie, not show. Okay, so this is the final makeup look. I would definitely say I recommend the Ace Beautē palette. I used the code TRENDMOOD to get 10% off. I think the palette was originally like $38.99 and then 10% off. I think that this is such a unique color story, and I think all the shades performed, if I can speak, absolutely beautifully. And I think that this shade Biscotti would be a really beautiful highlighter, like I said earlier. Yeah, I just absolutely love this color story. I can't wait to do more looks with it, and I am glad, like I said, that I did a two-tone look so you could kind of get a feel for the whole palette. So again, if you're from Beautbean's channel, I hope that you will consider subscribing. I know this video is a little bit long, but I don't do a lot of editing, so I hope that you will consider subscribing, like I said. And if you are from my channel, please do yourself a favor. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Go check out Beautbean immediately. She's amazing. I absolutely love her. Let her know that I sent you. And Beautbean, Betty Jean, thank you so much for doing this collab with me. I am honored, and I'm so happy and lucky to call you my friend. So I will see you guys in my next video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Love you.